Okay, this is a tutorial about image timelines. And so we just finished the text timelines, and a lot of this stuff is similar. So we're going to get right into it here. On the text timelines, we saw this feature that using the caption. Now we're starting at 0, which is the natural position of the image, and at 2 seconds, we're going to, from 0 to 2 seconds, this is going to move 40 percent of the screen across to the right, and from the top down, it's going to move 10%, and from 2 to 3 seconds, it's going to stay put. Those numbers don't change, and actually, yeah, they don't change. And at 3 to 5 seconds, it's going to jump down back to its natural spot. So, okay, so that's basically with images. That is how you move those images on the page, and I've already got these numbers put in, so you not to speed things up. Okay, so that's your left and top, width and height. And once again, these always look at the hover over the header at the top of the row. If you don't know what numbers to use, and it'll give you the units and then and an example. So here our width and height is 1. We're going to change it to 1.5 at 0 to 1 second, and then from 1 to 3 seconds, over the course of 2 seconds, it's going to shrink back down to 1, which is its original size. Okay, and okay, so now this is the skew mechanism, and okay, basically think of skew as like sort of tilting and twisting at the same time. Where here the y-axis stays parallel but moves across, the top one moves out of line with the bottom one, and then that would be the y-axis. So the side the vertical line does it here, and so we're going to move at 45 degrees. We're going to skew it 45 degrees, and then we're going to go negative 45, skew it the other way 45 degrees, bring it back to 0, so it's not skewed for a second. 6 to 7 is 1 second, and then from we're going to move it back. This will be on the y-axis, so we're skewing the x-axis in this column and the y-axis in this column. Update preview. And now the y-axis. Okay, and now rotate. Okay, rotate is like doing cartwheels, basically. Okay, so that's the direction that it rotates. Okay, and next, rotate X. Rotate X is like doing hand flips, so she's flipping forward and backward. And update, and we're going 360 degrees. We can do 45 degrees and stop it. This is just to show you how it works. Update preview. 360 degrees is the full circle, and we can stop it at 45. We can stop it, start it, go halfway, come back, whatever. Rotate Y. Okay, rotate Y is on the y-axis. This one I did a little different. I copied this slide. It was, I believe, this one. Let's see, preview. Okay, so here she comes across and comes back. And just to show this thing in action, okay, so I copied these same settings here. So she's going to come across and back. But when she gets across, when she gets to 40% of the screen, to the end of that 40%, where she's moved across the screen as far as she's going to move, then she's going to turn 180 degrees. And that way, she'll be facing forward when she goes, and then she'll turn. When she stops, she'll turn, and face forward when she goes, instead of backing up. I don't need to hit the update, but old habits die hard. Okay, so basically, pretty simple. She walks, turns around, walks back. Let's see one more time. And you know, that's something you'd really use in a presentation there. Okay. Now, background color. Okay, so what I did, to set the background color for any of these, just click that, and I have it set at, this is the background color for the image. So here we are adding a background color to the image, and I added a gold background, and then so every 2 seconds, every couple seconds I have it change, actually every 4 seconds, so it fades into a new color. 2 seconds, 4 seconds, so 4 to 6 it's here, 8 to 10 it's here, update, I didn't need to update, but okay, it's going to change colors. So we added a background color, so you can see that's pretty easy. Now the question is, that square doesn't look too good, so we can round it off, and this is dynamic. So let's say we wanted to round it to, I don't know, let's say by 25 pixels. Update, preview. So it's rounded off by 25 pixels. Or we could go from 0 to, that's over the course of maybe 6 seconds, 0 to 50, and then leave it at 50. So it's going to do that. It's going to do that dynamically. So over the course of those seconds. So that's your image backgrounds, and let's see. And that background image here. So here I have this link that I uploaded, and basically it's just confetti. It's just an image with confetti and a clear background, which it doesn't have to be a clear background, but that just happens to be that image, because this background is going to be behind the image. But anyway, so update, preview. So there we have a background image behind the image, and you can swap those background images. You could put different images in here as the timeline goes along, and feel free to experiment. And I believe that's all we have to cover. I do have a Jolly Roger here, so let's go ahead and do let's do on the background, let's round that background off. So I'm going to go from 0 at, let's say at 2 seconds it'll be 0 still, and at 4 seconds I'm going to change it to 50, and at the end of the timeline it's going to be 50. And always keep in mind, 50 is basically going to round it off as much as it can be rounded. Okay, and that pretty much describes the left timeline. There are some details here that aren't important for now, and you may never use these, or you may never use the feature where you can extend the duration of the background. So we'll come into that. That's more advanced subjects that you'll probably never need and probably never use. So we'll call it a lesson. And thanks for watching.